Good evening, everybody. I'm done with work. Today was a bit of a doozy, but I'm gonna go over that later. I don't want to start every vlog with COVID tracking rant stories because let's start on a positive, right? And the positive is that it is dinner time. Melinda got done from work and stopped at Little Greek, which is it's a tiny chain, and I really don't like Greek food per se, but I love pitas and I love chicken pitas. So I pretty much just get it without the sauce. It's pretty much a sandwich and a pita, which is everything I love. So I'm gonna enjoy that. And then I will be back with today's edition of What Are People Thinking? Okay, now I am fed. Now maybe my COVID tracking rant won't come off so angry. I also have done a few things since I ate. My goal tonight is to complete my to-do list. I've been doing great, but for whatever reason, Monday nights are my Fridays, and I just am like, woo, I'm done. And then stuff spills over into my days off, and I work so hard after work on my side hustles, so on my days off, they can be my days off. I just find that balance-wise, that works best for me. So I'm determined to focus tonight, and Duncan closes, and then we can watch The Bachelor. So that's my goal. So I did my shipping for LuLaRoe. That always can take a little bit, so I wanted to get that out of the way. And yeah, I just did some more of my more challenging tasks. Now it's story time. So my COVID tracking story of the day is this. Get an email, a manager's wife is positive. To me, when I get an email like that, that's not cause for panic, because chances are if the employee lives with the person that's positive, chances are they're probably going to be positive, but the likelihood that they're positive already, depending on the story, of course, they probably weren't shedding the virus in the work location, which is great. I mean, sometimes it's cause for a scare, but normally it's not. So I call this person and they say, yeah, my wife started symptoms on Wednesday. Just to remind you, it's Monday. She got tested on Friday and tested positive today. So I asked them when their last shift was. It was today, which every place on the planet has different COVID procedures. So I'm not judging anybody's work procedures because to each their own. But our policy is that if you live with somebody that has symptoms or has a pending test result, of course, depending on the situation, you need to report it so we can decide if we're going to exclude or not. Almost always, if there's a cough involved, a fever involved, a combination of runny nose, congestion, sore throat, headache, that sort of stuff. But definitely if there's pending test results. Now, I get it, in roommate situations, sometimes the roommate isn't a good friend. They don't tell you until it's positive. That actually happens quite a bit. But when it's a spouse, it's a little bit different. So anyway, that was a thing. So this person worked multiple days, we thought. Then to find out, because I had to escalate it, because obviously this person was in the building multiple days when they shouldn't have been, to find out that now all of a sudden the symptoms started on Saturday. That's how I ended my workday, which of course pushes back the estimated return date, because normally we follow CDC guidelines as closely as possible. So right now the current standard is you're probably shedding the virus for 10 days from your symptom onset. So when you live with a positive and you can't completely quarantine, we do 10 days from the positive person's symptom onset, and that 10th day of shedding the virus becomes day 1 of the 10 days for the person that didn't test positive. Now, in most cases where you can't completely quarantine from the person, they tend to get symptoms and test positive because this thing is catchy. So we normally don't have to keep somebody out like 10 plus 10 days. But we try to get our estimated return to work dates as accurate as possible for workload, schedules, that sort of thing. So anyway, turns out that this manager never told the other manager. So when they reported it this morning, they didn't think anything was wrong because the other manager never told the other manager that the wife was sick or getting a test. Well, it turns out the manager had told their boss, and the boss didn't say anything. Now, I get it. It's hard to have a manager out of work. Leadership is important, but also so is keeping people safe. And I get it. Like, there are people that still don't believe in this thing and don't believe that people with cold symptoms should be out of work. I beg to differ. Just saying, I have seen a lot of positive cases where they weren't dying and I don't mean to say that so like flippant, but they weren't the people that are needing ventilators. They weren't the people that have the fevers or the insane coughing. Normally, these people think they have allergies, cold, or a sinus infection. That's what I'm finding most often now. I do have a lot more on the younger side of people, and I don't mean like 16, 17, 18. I mean like 20s, 30s, 40s. And maybe to you that's not young, but I don't really have that many people I talk to over 50. So anyway, that's my story for today. It really got under my skin. Like, I don't even work in these places, and I'm like, come on. Like, I've only been doing this job since July, but the procedures have been in place since March. So I really am not sure how there's a lack of understanding. Every person, when they get to work, have to answer the questions like, do you have symptoms? Do you live with someone that has symptoms? Do you live with someone that's getting a test? Have you gotten a COVID test in the last blah, blah, blah days? I don't know. Anyway, I'm a rule follower, so I have a really hard time understanding when somebody doesn't follow the rules, especially at work. So anyway, that is my COVID tracking story of the day. I'm going to jump back into my to-do list so I can reward myself with Bachelor later, as long as Duncan gets home before midnight. So I have a couple friends on Instagram that have been posting about Mickey waffles the last couple days, and it's really made me want some Mickey waffles. And like, it's not that big of a deal because I could just go get some, but there's not that many places that have them right now, and I'd have to make a reservation, etc., because I can't think of anywhere that has them. Like, you could get big Mickey waffles places for like quick service, but I'm trying to think of, like, I know the All-Stars have tiny Mickey waffles. Well, maybe I have to look at Pop Century. I just really want some Mickey waffles. But anyway, the point of me telling you that is I was just watching our vlog from this day last year, and in our sign-off, we talked about how we wanted Mickey waffles and we were going tomorrow. Like, if you watch tomorrow's year ago vlog, we would have gone to get Mickey waffles, which is just so strange. So I just read a post on Nextdoor. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Nextdoor app. It's basically a networking app for your local neighborhood. There's some good that comes out of it, lost pets, etc., but lots of people saying, to the person that was speeding on blah, 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 which is, social media, totally an effective way on controlling that. But anyway, there's a post I just read of a baby raccoon that's been calling for its mom for hours. And the person says they did research and they know that the mom leaves the baby alone to hunt, but it's like calling for its mom, which makes me so sad, and I feel ridiculous because this is a wild animal and I don't even know this animal, but I can't help feeling so sad for this baby raccoon. So I had to find my nearest animal and pet him, even though, hey, you just bit me. Hey, you did that for the vlog to see. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? I got video proof that you bit me. Oh, you want to play? Or are you mad? You look very alert. I'm afraid to put my finger by you. How about I just give you ear scratches? That seems safe.
Hello, I am home. And now it is time to stay up really late and watch The Bachelor, because it's Monday and that's what we do.
And I guess she's not having it.
She just told me that's a bad life choice.
But pet me.
But pet me. And maybe if you stay awake, pet me some more.
Let's watch. Maybe.
A shocking new episode of The Bachelor starts right now.
Monday, January 25th. Tangled. Look closely. The lantern that Rapunzel lifts up is the only one with the royal emblem. Could it be the very lantern her parents lit? Ooh, that's interesting.
What?
We did it. We stayed up too late, and we finished the episode.
I don't mind when it's a good episode. And
That's
today was bad. Like, I don't know if you guys watch The Bachelor, but, like, there's drama, right? That's why you watch it. But, like, by now, when you go on the show, you know that what happens on there, people will see
Yeah.
and associate with you forever. And there's this one girl named Victoria on
And
there
she's
right
crazy.
now. And I thought for sure last episode they kind of played it off like she wasn't crazy. It was so bizarre because
They made her make a little bit of sense.
Yeah. The first episode, I was like, who is this crazy? Second episode, they kind of redeemed her. This episode, they're destroying her.
It's nuts.
But, like...
There's no coming back from this.
No, I mean, there's sometimes, like, when there's somebody like this on the show, like, you come say, like, hey, I didn't mean it like that. I was just being funny. But this stuff is, like, playing mean.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of them...
It's not cutesy, snarky comments.
A lot of those people, like, come off the show, and then they do, like, a round of interviews, and then you're like, oh, you were, like... The producers were like, go be snarky, and you were like, I got it, I can do that.
This is not that.
This is mean. This is being mean.
The only thing that could maybe redeem her is that she's a plant. Like, she's an actress.
And they just wanted to stir some stuff up.
Because there's no way this is real.
There's no way. Unless she's drunk all the time.
If that's her drunk persona, I don't know how she has any friends. Hopefully she just doesn't drink.
I don't know, maybe she doesn't have friends. You don't know that.
That's true.
Oh,
anyway,
it's nuts though.
Yeah. Just like Google Victoria from The Bachelor.
Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
Bachelor.
That's all you need to know. Anyway, tomorrow we have no plans. He has to work, but we don't have any afternoon plans because I'm off. But we will probably do something. So see you tomorrow. Everybody needs deadlines.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming to the show! What did he say?